You got it the first shot. Why'd you waste another bullet?
I wasn't sure.
Well, with a gun, you better be sure. No sense throwing lead around wild, just hoping.
I'm getting pretty good, huh?
You're learning.
Hey, watch this.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 17, 1881. It's a sheriff's job to give help and assistance to anyone in trouble. There's no extra pay and no overtime, and sometimes the only bonus you get is a bullet hole. But if you're a good sheriff, you work around the clock and you don't count the hours. This was one of those rare mornings when Sheriff Clay Hollister didn't have a thing to do.
Harris! Harris? Oh, come on in.
Morning, Clay. What's up?
Oh, well, nothing. I just saw you going by. It's good to see you.
Why?
One of those mornings. Sit down.
Why?
Well, to talk. That's the trouble with people today. They don't have time to sit down and talk. Now, come on, sit down.
You want to make it a dull day for me, too? No. Why don't you go talk to your prisoners?
There's only one back there, old Uriah.
Again?
Yeah, he's sleeping it off. All I can get out of him is snores.
Well, you've got your problems. Mine's breakfast. See ya.
Well, what are you gonna have for breakfast?
Oh, the usual. Poached eggs,
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
Oh, confound it, Clay. You know what I have for breakfast. Why don't you talk to your wanted posters or your pictures on the wall?
I just straightened that.
When you're cockeyed.
Thanks.
Oh, gosh, Clay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Harris. It's all right. No great damage. Go on to breakfast.
That's not what I'm sorry for.
Oh.
Real bad omen. Real bad.
What is?
Your picture, too.
So?
So it means somebody's going to be killed today, and you're involved in it.
You just make that up?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
You said you didn't have anything to do today, so, I just thought that I'd, give you something to think about.
Somebody gonna get killed. How do you suppose superstitions like that really do get started?
I don't know. I suppose somebody makes a wild statement like I did, and it comes true. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Uriah, come on, it's 6:30. Time to be up and out.
Oh, Sheriff.
You sure caused enough trouble last night at the Oriental.
I did?
Yeah. 1 table, 3 chairs, and 15 glasses.
Well, any man's got a right to a little fun.
Fun, huh?
You know what's wrong with this world, Clay? Nobody ain't got no more sense of humor.
Clay Hollister?
Not me.
Mr. Hollister, I want you to put me under arrest. I want you to lock me up and keep me locked up so I can stand trial.
jail in Tombstone is as good as any in the territory. It is clean, well-built, and comfortable. No one goes there voluntarily. At least they didn't until Chris Anderson rode into town.
I just had to make sure you were Clay Hollister.
Well, why is that so important?
Because I want to get back to Brewster Flats. Alive. And you're the only man in the territory I can trust.
Well, what's in Brewster Flats?
I'm wanted for a robbery. A robbery I didn't do.
Oh, you want to stand trial and clear yourself, huh?
That's right. That's why I need your protection. Without it, they'll kill me.
Who's they?
The men who did the job. Sheriff Binns and his deputy, Tom Hatch. Also, you know the sheriff.
I know of him. He's a hard man, but he's an honest one.
Honest? You're living in the past. He's not so honest anymore. I was driving the gold to Brewster Flats. Binns and Hatch were going to meet me at Twin Forks. That's where I was going to give them the gold. They were going to blame it on bandits, and we were going to split the money 3 ways. Only I knew they were going to kill me anyway. So I hid the gold before I got there.
And you gave him the slip?
Yeah, I had to go off the side of the road to do it.
Where's the gold now?
I know where it is.
Why didn't you just take it back to Brewster Flats?
I needed a bargaining point in case they caught me.
That's quite a yarn.
It's the truth.
Might have a tough time proving it in court.
Now, they'll believe me. They'll believe me when I show them where the gold is hid.
Where do you figure I fit into this?
Sheriff Binns has a warrant for my arrest. Dead or alive. I want you to protect me from him.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
Why would I come to you with a lie?
If you don't mind, Clay, I'm going over to the saloon.
Sariah, didn't last night teach you anything?
Oh, I ain't going over there to drink. I'm going over there to work off the damage I done. You know, it isn't everybody in this town that draws down a regular paycheck. Hey, Clay, give a look.
Kid, come here.
That's Sheriff Binns, all right.
You know, we've all got our problems.
I thought you said there were 2 men chasing you.
There were 2, Binns and Hatch.
And where's Hatch?
Well, how do I know? Maybe Binns killed him. Look, don't take any chances with Binns. He'll do anything to save his skin.
Well, Hollister, I see you've taken Anderson into custody. That's mighty cooperative of you. What's he done here, kid? You look sick.
Where's your deputy?
What deputy?
Tom Hatch.
I don't need no deputy to bring in a kid.
I was told that Hatch is with you.
You were told wrong.
What do you say, boy?
I told my story.
I see. I see. The kid must have done a lot of talking. I suppose he told you I planned to kill him.
It was mentioned.
What else he tell you?
Well, why don't you try to guess?
Hollister takes a heap of jumping to keep up with a lying man. I just ain't as agile as I used to be.
If there's any lying, he's doing it.
The jury in Brewster Flats will decide that. Here's the warrant. All sworn, signed, and legal.
And it means a bullet in my back and him claiming I tried to escape. Oh, he's got it all figured. He wants the gold.
You sure got a heap of imagination, kid. I'm taking him back. Is that clear, Hollister?
Yeah, you're within your legal rights.
He's lying, I tell you.
So you say.
Would I want to go back to Brewster Flats if I was lying?
I'd throw away 30 years of my life for a few bags of gold.
Look, I'm not going back with him.
You just take it easy, boy. Let's hear your side of the story.
Oh, this beats all. 30 years as sheriff, and now I'm mistrusted by a member of my own team. I don't know what the star means to you, but to me it means scars, lots of scars. It's a tough job and a thankless one. It don't sit right to be challenged by a lying kid. When we learned the gold was overdue, Tom and me investigated. Caught the kid trying to hide the gold.
He's lying!
It was any proposition to me to share the gold with him. It ain't often a man's faced with such an enormous temptation. I admit I gave it some thought. That's when he gave us the slip. Enough talk. He's going back, and that's final.
I guess murder's legal when you're wearing a badge. I counted on you, Hollister.
They're all the same. You catch them, they turn to jelly. The worst killer I ever knew cried for his mother when they hung him. You learn a lot in 30 years.
Who's prisoner?
He's a robbery suspect from Brewster Flats.
Oh, that gold robbery. I heard
Yeah.
about it.
Is the kid guilty? Well, he says not.
They always do.
He accuses Sheriff Binns.
Well, now that's a novel idea. You know, it never occurred to me to accuse you of any of our robberies.
Look, Harris, what do you know about Binns?
Oh, good, Sheriff. If you like 'em tough.
Yeah, but has he ever been in any trouble?
Not to my knowledge. Why all the questions?
Well, I heard two stories. Both of them are possible. I didn't want to turn the boy over to Binns.
Well, when a sheriff and his deputy come to pick up their prisoner, I'd say that you'd have to believe them instead of the prisoner.
Did you say deputy?
Yeah, I reckon that's who it was. Big fellow rode in with Binns, stayed over at the Crystal Palace while Binns came looking for you.
How do you happen to know all this?
I'm a reporter.
Look, Harris, are you absolutely sure about the second man?
Sure, I'm sure. You don't trust anybody today, do you? Hey, what's up?
Just what I'm going to find out.
All right, Tom, it's me.
You sure took long enough.
Took a while to talk Hollister out of his prisoner.
Hurry, kid.
Take it easy, Tom. It's Hollister. I'll handle it. Well, Hollister, I didn't expect to see you so soon again.
That's your deputy?
I guess I lied a little. Nothing serious. Just a matter of pride, good sense. If I got around how much I need him, I'd be through as sheriff. Get the point?
Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Say, Binns, I think I'll ride along with you to Brewster Flats.
Well, now, that's very generous of you, but I think we can handle the kid ourselves.
Well, 50 miles is a pretty long way. Wouldn't want anybody to get hurt.
You sure take your job serious, don't you?
You got any objections to my company?
No, not at all. I have nothing to hide. 2 lawmen or 3. As long as we bring a prisoner into Brewster Flats.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Mount up, Tom. Guard Anderson. We've got a long, hard ride ahead of us.
All right, stop grinning and start moving.
An old man give you some advice.
I'll listen.
Just remember, whatever happens, you've brought it on yourself.
I always do, Binns. It's the curse of my life.
Noon, September 17, 1881. The first fresh stream. The 4 men had gone about 15 miles, and the sun had not helped to cool hot tempers.
get Hollister from here.
It wouldn't serve any purpose.
Could drop him with one shot easy.
Such optimism could be fatal.
Why don't you talk English?
He'd kill you before your gun was half out of your holster.
You want to bet I ain't faster than he is?
You'll never live to a ripe old age, that's for certain.
We can't take him to Brewster Flats.
I've been giving the matter some thought. There's several ways to handle a man like Hollister. When I need your gun, I'll tell you.
Well, don't wait too long. What do you suppose they're up to?
Let them talk. We've got the horses.
You gotta face the facts, Hollister. You're gonna have to kill them sooner or later.
You're beginning to sound as bloodthirsty as Hatch.
But they'll kill you. As long as you're alive, I've got a chance. Without you,
Well, I'll try to stay alive just for you.
there's something else. Tonight, when we make camp, they can take turns sleeping. You can't take that chance. What kind of shape do you think you're gonna be in after 2 days of that?
What do you think I ought to do? Just walk over there and blast them?
You could claim self-defense. I testify as a witness.
I'll get you some water.
I'll keep an eye on the kid.
Tom, just keep on walking.
Why do you keep him around?
You saved my life once.
You don't look that sentimental to me.
Or honest either, huh? Let me tell you something. All my life I've been like you. Honest, brave, and broke. Now I'm coming to the end of the line. What have I got to show for it? Nothing. I know why you followed us here, Hollister. We're two of a kind. It isn't just because of the badge, either. It's an awful lot of gold that kid's got buried away. Enough for 4 men.
Big of you to include the boy.
Greed doesn't get you anything but an early grave. We split the gold. The kid takes off for Mexico. You go back to Tombstone. Tom and I continue to keep the peace at Brewster Flats.
That's simple, huh?
The kid escaped, that's all I'll say. My reputation will carry me through. Well?
You make it sound real tempting.
What good is a halo if you wear it so tight it gives you a headache? I've had a headache all my life. It ain't worth it. You gotta admit it makes better sense than us killing each other. Now, do you want 5 minutes to wrestle with your conscience, or is it a deal?
Let's go talk to the boy.
Tell him. He'll believe it coming from you.
We want the gold, boy. 4-way split, and on my word on it, you can take off for Mexico.
Your word, a lot that means now.
Who's here to be giving orders?
It's all right, Tom. I know what I'm doing.
All right, we'll try it your way.
Then we're all agreed?
As long as we're suddenly partners, how about untying my hands?
First, you'll take us to the gold.
Oh, I see. Nothing like trust among friends, huh?
What's the matter, Hollister? Your halo's still pinching?
How much farther?
Few minutes.
Gold better be there.
Find the gold right under there.
Suppose after we dig up the gold, they make a run for it.
Now, Tom, you saw the trail. We can kill them before they got 100 yards.
Give me your hands. There's a gun in my saddle blanket. Be ready to use it when I tell you to.
I underestimated you.
I'm just full of surprises.
Go get your shovel. What's the biggest sum of money you ever had in your fist at one time?
My own or somebody else's?
I once had $10,000 in my hand.
Yeah?
Caught 2 bank robbers and recovered the loot. When I returned it to the bank, they gave me a smile and thank you.
Haven't found anything yet.
Keep digging. You gotta expect to do some work for a fortune. Yes, sir. That $10,000 is the prettiest sight I ever saw.
Hey, I think I hit something.
I guess this is it, Tom.
All right, hold it, both of you. Get their guns.
Good work, boy.
I guess your halo doesn't pinch as much as I thought.
Okay, now drop your gun bell, Hollister. Come on, drop it, quick!
Sure hate to be shot with my own gun.
You know, you sure disappointed me, Hollister. I thought you were gonna kill Benz and Tom for me. It's the only reason I came to you. Now I gotta do it myself.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll keep my guns.
Well, in that case, you'll be the first one to go.
That's right. It's empty. You see, boy, I wasn't quite sure whose team you were on. Anybody else got any wild ideas?
I didn't think I could trust you.
Well, I'll let you carry the gold back. That way you'll have something to think about on the way to your jail.
Hello, Harris. How things been around town?
Well, crime took a holiday while you were away.
We should do the same thing while I'm here, too.
Here you had yourself quite a time. Ellen got the report by wire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have quite a trial over there at Brewster Flats. Wonder how many more lies that boy can think up to tell.
How much gold was involved?
About 10 bags of dust. $10,000, roughly.
Well, no wonder Ben succumbed to temptation. Now, there's an interesting thought.
What's that?
What would you or I do when faced with such a big temptation? Would we even consider it?
Well, it might depend on how many ways we had to split it.
I've seen temptation, and I say don't do it. Working in that saloon over there. Billions of bottles all over the place. Lovely bottles. All sizes and all shapes. It ain't right to expose any man to temptation.
All right, Jeriah, come on.
Don't bother, Mr. Hollister. I can find my own way.
Well, there's your answer, Harris. Big temptation comes along, you run. And lock the door behind you.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone Territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone Territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be.
Got it. You got it the first shot. Why'd you waste another bullet?
No, I wasn't sure.
But with a gun, you better be sure. No sense throwing lead around wild, just hoping.
I'm getting pretty good, huh?
You're learning.
Hey, watch this.
Now, here's something I want you to learn and learn fast. Being good with a gun is nothing to be proud of or brag about or show off. For one thing, there might be somebody better than you. Being good with a gun is nothing great. It's just kind of necessary. Like eating.
Sure, I know that, Russ. That's why Pa gave me the gun.
He gave it to you for varmints and nothing else.
Yeah, but like you said, sometimes it's necessary.
But don't you go looking for trouble. You let it come to you if it has to.
Not much chance of that around here. Around here, most men's guns are so rusty they don't even shoot.
Maybe that's why I like it around here.
Hey, you do like it around here, don't you, Russ? I mean, you ain't figuring on going back to Texas.
Why do you ask?
Well, I guess you're the best hand Pa ever had. I think so anyway. So does Edie.
She say that?
Well, sure, kind of. Anyway, you're the best shot, that's for sure.
Well, I won't be around here long if I don't get back to work. Come on, boy.
Hey, wait a minute. Just one more draw, huh?
You don't have to be a lightning draw for varmints.
Well, sure you do. Like for a rattlesnake, maybe. Like that one there.
That time you missed the first one.
Yeah, I guess so.
You tried to shoot too fast. Like I told you. No matter how fast the action, you got to get set for a second before you pull the trigger.
And you ought to know.
Hey, what are you doing down here, Pa?
I hear shots. I want to find out about them. Seems I'm a little late. Is the lesson finished?
We were just fixing to go.
When the wind shifts, you ought to take notice. The sound carries a whole lot farther than you'd think.
We weren't trying to hide from you, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, no?
This draw's the safest place for target practice, that's all.
You know how the missus and I feel about gunfighting. I told you when I hired you.
But you gave him the gun.
For snakes and hawks and coyotes, not for men.
Anybody wearing a gun better know how to use it.
Not for the things you're teaching him, not to draw against another.
A man's got to know how to protect himself.
I don't want any gunfighting around here, and I don't want any gunfighters either.
Hey, well, look, it wasn't Russ's fault, Pa.
You get along. Go get the horses. Hey, I don't want you to teach any more of that stuff to the boy.
He's got a mind of his own, Mr. Duncan.
I reckon he has, but you don't have to cooperate with him. I don't want him to be too good with a gun. Up till now, I've had no complaints against you. Seems like you wanted to forget your reputation and start fresh.
Well, I told you I did. I still do.
All right, you've done a good job and you've stayed out of trouble. Keep it that way.
no more than I'm back, Edie.
Hello, Russ.
Oh, Edie.
Ma says you should drive me into town this afternoon in the buckboard and help me with supplies.
Well, say, that'll be a real pleasure.
Hey, good, I'll go with you.
Well, don't you have some things to do here?
What things?
Well, I don't know.
No, I don't have anything to do. I'll go with you, all right, Russ?
Well, I can't think of any reason why you shouldn't.
Oh, good.
Find Russ?
Yeah, he was down in the gully, teaching Claude with that gun again. Did you tell Edie to have Russ take her to town?
Why, yes, same as usual.
Well, next time, don't.
Well, for land's sakes, why not?
I might have something for him to do around here.
You don't want her to go alone, do you? Claude ain't very responsible yet.
I just don't want them being together so much.
Well, it's only natural for young folks, Pa. You seem like a nice young man.
You want your daughter to marry a gunfighter?
Excuse me. You're awfully quiet today, Russ. A penny for your thoughts.
I'm afraid you'd be overpaying.
I'll bet you're thinking about that girl who works in Big Nick's saloon. Thinking about seeing her when we get into town.
Maybe. Only your ma told me to stay close to you and not go wandering off to any saloons.
You make it sound like a prison sentence.
Well, I guess it would be, if I was much of a drinking man.
Well, I give you permission to go anywhere you please.
Well, then I reckon I'll stick with you.
And is the girl in Big Nick's?
Oh, you're much prettier than she is anyway.
Why, thank you, Mr. Baker. What is it, Russ? What's wrong?
Well, nothing won't come right in the end.
Is it Pa? Has he said something?
Well, nothing that's going to change anything. Don't you worry about it.
Afternoon, Miss Edie.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hoffman.
My, you're looking prettier every day.
Oh, now, Mr. Hoffman.
Well, that's the truth. Ain't that right, Russ?
Yeah, I reckon so, Arnold.
Well, how are you, son? How's your pa and ma, huh?
All right, Mr. Hoffman.
Good. Say, now, what's this you're packing here? I'm surprised his pa'd allow that.
Why not? He wears one. Russ does, so do you.
Well, that's true, though I don't know why. I can't remember the last time I fired it. Force of habit, I guess. Maybe the day'll soon come when we can all take 'em off for good.
Maybe.
I hope so. Russ will buy you a drink.
Oh, thanks, Arnold. Some other time. I think I'll just wait for Edie.
Oh, can't say as I blame you.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes, son?
I'll go with you.
You'll go where?
You, drinking man now, son?
Well,
Well, Claude, I'll tell you, I'd admire to have your company and all, but fact of the matter is that Big Nick over there, he don't like to have gunfighters in his place. See you later, Russ.
It's bye, Arnold.
Well, look, I gotta try sometime.
It ain't easy waiting to be grown up, is it? But it's a lot better that way. A lot of things look different then.
What things?
Oh, taking a drink, wearing a gun. Other things. You might as well settle down. She's gonna be a while. You know how women are.
Women? Edie's just a girl. Hey, you called her pretty before, so did Arnold Hoffman, is she?
Well, you got eyes.
Yeah, I guess I just never thought about it that way. I guess that's one of the things that looks different when you get a little older.
It's one of them, all right.
You, on the buckboard. Well, it is. Russ Baker. This is a surprise.
Hello, Slick.
You're a long way from home.
I'm a long way from Texas.
Mean it. You don't plan to go back? Any special reason?
Just put all that behind me.
You don't have to make excuses to me. I got no quarrel with you.
Who's that, Russ? I haven't seen him around before.
Slick Everett from Texas.
Slick Everett? Gee, I didn't know you knew him, Russ. Well, I'd like to be as good as him someday.
There ain't no good in him.
Oh, no, I meant with a gun.
You know, I'm sorry I taught you so much. Your pa's right. A man gets along better in this world if you don't handle a gun too good. You best forget it.
But, Russ, you're good with a gun.
Well, that don't make it right. Now, you listen to your pa, you hear me? Put that thing up. I should have made you leave it at home.
Hey, Russ, is something wrong?
No. I just wish Edie'd hurry.
Well, you know how women are.
Now, you two take your fight outside. I had that back bar mare operated from Salt Lake. I won't have it broken now.
Take your hands off me, you filthy hick. I'll take care of you after I finish with this one.
Now listen, stranger. This is a peaceful town. You can't just come in here and push people around.
I go where I want and I do what I want. And you're not the one to stop me.
Well, somebody's got to. I just don't like being pushed around, that's all.
All right. You want to tangle with me. You got a gun. Use it.
Don't do it, Arnold.
You don't have to be brave.
He'll do it. Unless he's yellow. Clear through.
Mr. Hoffman ain't got a chance.
Get in the store.
Well? You gonna draw?
Slick. Turn around.
It's none of your business, Baker. Keep out of it.
I told you once there ain't a town big enough to hold both of us. I reckon you forgot that.
You're a liar. You...
Ready, Slick? Edie.
What's wrong with Russ and Edie?
Russ killed a man.
What?
Yeah, a gunfighter named Slick Everett. You know, you've heard of him. Everett was gonna gun down Arnold Hoffman over an argument they had in the saloon, and Russ stepped in and called him. All he was trying to do was to get Mr. Hoffman out of it.
I knew this had come out of him. It's a good thing it happened before him and Edie got too serious.
Look, he did it for Arnold Hoffman. He ain't no killer.
Now you see why I don't want you fooling around with guns all the time. It changes a man. He always has to wonder if he can outdraw somebody else, somebody like a Slick Everett. I don't want that happening to you.
Look, Pa, you don't understand.
Now, don't argue. Unhitch the horse and then fetch some wood for your ma.
You look so calm standing there. Like Pa would, shooting a snake or a squirrel. But it was a man he shot, Ma. Guess I don't know him at all.
Well, you shouldn't be so surprised. It's exactly like your father warned you.
Yes, I know.
Well, then it's a lesson for you. Be thankful it came before you married him.
Look, Edie, it's not like
And let it be a lesson to you too, young man. Now you go wash for supper. It's all ready, Pa. You better ring the iron.
Oh. We thank thee, Lord, for the bounty thou hast set before us this day, and we ask forgiveness for the sins we've committed. Amen.
I reckon I'll just stay out the month, if it's all the same to you. Then I'll go back to Texas.
You've been a good hand, but maybe it's just as well.
Pa, you ain't treating Russ right. He ain't done nothing wrong.
Claude,
All he did was stop Arnold Hoffman from pulling out a rusty old gun and get killed doing it.
you get up and go to your room.
Pa, he ain't done nothing worse than killing a rattler.
Didn't you hear me?
I reckon I better not even stay out the month, if it's all the same to you.
Do whatever you like. I'll have your pay ready.
Mac, don't you think you're being a little bit...
You eat your supper.
Well, I hope you're satisfied. Russ is leaving. Pa was wrong this time. Russ had to do it. Somebody had to.
When? When's he leaving?
Right now. Horse is saddled and he's in the bunkhouse getting his things. I'm going with him.
Claude!
Russ? I want to go with you.
You belong here. Help me mourn Paul.
Oh, Russ,
You
please.
go with me and you wind up drifting from place to place. With no more belongings than a $20 horse. Stay here. You'll be a cowman like your pa and Arnold Hoffman. They're both fine men.
But, Russ, I don't want to be like my pa, Ronald Hoffman. I want to be like you.
Or Slick Everett, maybe? Anyway, what would I do with a kid tagging along? Now go on back to the house and let me be. You heard me. Go on. Get.
I'm sorry, Russ. I was wrong. I'll go with you if you want me to.
Your pa may be right, you know.
No, he's not. I know he's not.
You suppose it'll always be like this? Having to move on? Never been able to settle down, become part of things?
Oh, Russ, I don't care. As long as I have you.
Well, I think I can promise you that.
Then we'll manage the rest somehow.
Who is it? Oh, it's you, Arnold.
That's right, Mac. We come to see Russ. Where is he?
He's in the bunkhouse.
Russ is leaving. He's in the bunkhouse getting his things.
Russ leaving? I was afraid of something like that. Claude, fetch him for us, will you, son? Mac, you're making a mistake. Russ done it for me. He saved my life. Didn't anybody tell you?
Yes, I guess they did.
Well, don't that mean anything to you?
I guess I wasn't listening very well, Arnold.
Well, we ain't going to let you send him away. That's why we come. After what happened, the boys here and me and some of the rest of us, we got together and decided this town's big enough now. We ought to have a marshal. Don't you agree?
That seems sensible.
Well, sure it makes sense. And since being easy with the guns a trick a marshal has to have, we figure that Russ here is our man. With him on the job, there won't be much trouble in this town, that's for sure. What about it, Russ?
Well, I'm afraid not, Arnold.
Why not?
Being easy with a gun ain't the right reason for picking a marshal.
What do you mean, son?
A lot of fellas can handle a gun. That don't mean that just any gunfighter'd make a good peace officer.
Now, look, you hammerhead, it ain't the gun that matters, it's the man that counts. That's what we want. I just didn't know how to say it, that's all. Shucks, you ought to know we like and respect you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have thought of it in the first place.
Well, that's nice of you, Arnold. But everybody don't feel that way.
Well, who don't? He means me, Arnold. Russ, I couldn't see the man in you for looking at that gun hanging at your hip. I was all fired set against gunfighters, but I was wrong about you. Maybe you'd better ask him again, Arnold. Maybe you'd better ask both of them. Looks like it's going to be that way now.